And my first guest joins me in studio, Mr. Al Reda. He is the CEO of GDT Tek Incorporated. GDTK is their stock symbol. Al, good to see you.
Good to see you, John. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, it's been at least a year since we've had you on the program, and I just want to say, your smiling face, great to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Now, GDT Tek describes itself as a company whose mission is to use green technology to conserve the natural environment. Why don't you give us a general overview, if you would?
As our mission statement states, we're planning on using renewable resources to create energy that will have a little impact on the environment. And that's our whole goal at this point.
Okay. Now, the last time we spoke to you, we were talking about an entirely different business model for the company. So this represents an entirely new direction. How did you make the transition, or why did you make the transition from technology to green?
Well, as you know, in the technology sector, it's a rapidly changing field, and in order to keep up to it, you have to be well-heeled and well-advanced into that field. We chose the green field to go into because the technology was new and upcoming, and we were fortunate enough to come upon some technology that, once deployed, will not only be revenue generating for years to come, but is also very low impact on the environment.
Well, let's talk about that, because you recently announced the signing of a memo of understanding to acquire exclusive licensing rights for patented technology which uses waste heat for power generation. Now, that's fascinating. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, we're beyond that stage now. We actually executed the licensing agreement.
Oh, great.
So we have the technology now. And the technology basically captures waste heat from existing operations, such as a landfill where they're using methane gas to generate electricity. We're capturing that heat and creating additional electricity with no impact. So actually we're enhancing the current operations.
So this has basically been almost, well, we call it waste energy, and that's really what it was. I mean, it was just kind of disappearing into thin air, and this technology gives you the ability to capture that?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And actually it's very functional.
Well, now, you mentioned in another press release that you have contracts already available for deployment. Can you give us any insight on that?
Actually, at this point, we've actually had 2 of those contracts assigned over to us, and there's several more to be assigned over us through the rest of the year. Those contracts were from the same source that we acquired the exclusive license agreement from. So we're very fortunate in that case. We have business ready to go.
The company, of course, is GDT Tek Incorporated. Their stock symbol is GDTK. If you'd like more information, you can call us toll-free from anywhere in the world, 888-259-4449. Al, can you tell us a little bit about this unit or this apparatus itself and give us an idea of how it works?
Well, actually, it's very similar to an air conditioning unit. Air conditioning takes heat from the air and then puts cold air into your house or your car. We, in turn, take heat from the exhaust stacks, take the heat, turn a liquid refrigerant into a gas The gas, in turn, turns a turbine, which creates electricity. That gas is then cooled down into a liquid matter again and then recycled.
Now, as far as, let's talk about the implementation of the business model. I mean, do you have manufacturing lined up for these units? Do you have a distribution model? I mean, how does the unit itself get from your company to the end user?
Well, each unit is developed specifically for that particular location. The equipment that is used to manufacture the machine itself is basically readily available because we're using air conditioning parts and those kind of things. So the machine that we have a video on right now is basically being upgraded to use a new refrigerant that just came out in the marketplace. So we're actually having equipment that's basically a blueprint. We modify the blueprint for a particular location, develop the heating coils and the other equipment for that operation, and actually have it installed on site.
Now, you mentioned the video. There is a video at the company website demonstrates the unit. What's the website address so people can go to the website, take a look at that video?
It's www.gdttek.com.
Okay. And so gdttek.com, and the video, I'm assuming, pops up right on the front page, and they can watch that immediately?
Yes, they can.
Okay. Now, there is obviously a plan in place, as you mentioned, to generate revenue from this unit that can generate electricity from waste heat. What is the business plan going forward as far as generating revenue from this technology on the part of the company?
Well, the particular unit that we already have in place has been there in place for 5 years, so the technology is a proven technology. That particular model, once we reinstall the new filters in there, will actually generate $150,000 a year. and we will net $50,000 a year.
I see.
Our goal is to deploy at least 10 of those machines over the next 2 years, and I think we'll do very well with that.
Now, as far as you mentioned, each of these units are custom built for the application of the customer.
Correct.
Does that involve a team from your company going out to the customer site, assessing their needs, and then coming back and saying, okay, now we're going to custom build this unit for delivery?
Well, basically, if we're going to a particular recycling trash dump where the methane gas is being generated, we go to their existing operation, we determine how much heat is being generated from that operation, and then we're able to build a unit to meet that need. If it's a great amount of heat generated, we can build a bigger kilowatt machine.
I see.
And if it's lesser, then we build a smaller machine. The cost per machine is very little difference when you're going to a larger machine or smaller machine. So the particular machine that we show in our video was built at a cost of $250,000. So if we go to $300,000, we can actually double or triple our output with that particular machine. Now,
as you mentioned, the technology itself is patented, but you're able to make use of existing hardware, like you said, parts essentially from heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration. So, but the technology that makes this convert waste energy to electricity, that is a patented technology. Your intellectual property is protected.
That is correct.
Now, this is amazing because this technology is not only generating electricity, but if you're putting this in at, say, a landfill, you're also reducing the impact on that landfill as well, the environmental impact.
Yes, actually, we do enhance the environment because when we're taking heat out of the atmosphere and generating electricity, we're reducing the impact on that environment, and we're actually enhancing the ability for that operation to occur.
Well, you're always hearing in the news about these problems with landfills that are emitting methane gas, and they can't build a school within 5 miles of the landfill and this kind of thing. So for the impact that you can have on the landfill itself, that's an environmental advantage. And then, of course, you're generating electricity. Does that just go right back into the grid, so to speak?
Actually, each location that we have actually have grid locations already, power points there. So it's not a big stretch for us to connect right into their existing grid situation. And we do, in the new landfills that they're doing, they do have a way of collecting the methane gas, which allows them to put power plants on there to burn the gas to create electricity. We're actually enhancing the operation with our machines because our machine does not generate any fossil fuel burning or anything on that site. We just use heat to generate electricity.
Wow, fascinating. Again, the company is GDT Tek Incorporated. If you want to see a video of this machine in operation, go to their website, GDTTek.com. Why is this a good time right now, Al, take a closer look at the company?
GDT Tek is a fully reporting company. We have a business plan in place that's solid. We have contracts in place that are solid. And we have a business plan that not only generates revenue, but profit.
Once again, GDT Tek Incorporated, GDTK, say that 5 times fast, is their stock symbol. GDTK is their stock symbol. Again, if you'd like more information, please call us at 888-259-4449, and be sure to look at that machine online. Al, just fascinating transformation with the company. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Don.